the midterm madness on Capitol Hill. Today marks 101 days until November's election. Candidates are out there, they're hitting the trail, they're stumping for support. But it comes as socialism is absolutely surging within the Democratic Party. A new Fox News poll shows a majority of Democratic voters now have a favorable opinion of socialism. It is a fascinating development. But Democrats on the Hill are brushing off the fears of any sort of socialist takeover. So how will this actually impact the races and, of course, what ultimately happens in the House? Joining me now to discuss, House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Molly.
This is pretty interesting. To some extent, it's an inter-party discussion, but what do you make of it? And if Democrats do gain a little ground in the House, what it could ultimately mean for this president's second term? Your thoughts?
Well, it's very interesting, and this is something that's been coming for several years. You might remember that when the Squad, as they've come to be known, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley from Massachusetts, Ocasio-Cortez, when they got elected back in 2018, they announced, as they got sworn in 2019, the socialists have arrived, right? The problem they had back then is that term had a different connotation, so they immediately changed it to democratic socialist. By the way, for those people watching who already know this, I'm sorry, but there's nothing democratic about socialism. Ask anyone from Venezuela, Cubans in Miami, they know better. But what's happened, Molly, perhaps from some of these elite universities that have incredible liberal lefties teaching, our young people have started to look at socialism as a different type of term. When I say young, you know, those 18 to 35, but the poll that you showed left out one very important term: communism. I mean, these are not socialists. These people are communists and Marxists. That term, communism, actually has a terrible connotation. And what's going to happen here, the Democrats can write off whatever they want. They're in serious trouble. For us, the economy, the perception of the economy, because the economy is improving, gas prices aside, everybody understands that's related to Iran and that can have an impact. But the economy itself, Molly, the reinvestment in manufacturing, all the things that are happening because of the big, beautiful bill that was signed into law a year ago, the economy's moving. We need to have the public perceive what is actually happening. That's coming. In the meantime, Democrats, what are they going to run on? They want to change. The socialists, who are really communists, want to eliminate the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens if the group of them grows to some extent and they have more allies in after the election. We'll see what ultimately happens. But in the meantime, there's also the Trump effect. Full swing. The president's handpicked candidates have also seen some very big victories, particularly this week in Arizona. You know, is this a sign of things to come in November, that some of the types of candidates that the president wants to see may also be heading to Washington after November?
Well, let's be clear that Donald Trump's endorsement is it's like gold. This isn't this election. He's been doing this now for a few years. And you raise a great point, because his congressional endorsements, his other endorsements, they are very powerful. And remember what people have been telling us, Molly, that there's no enthusiasm out there. And, without Trump on the ballot, those Trump voters aren't going to show up. We'll take a look at a Harris poll done within the last 2 weeks. They broke out MAGA Republicans, Democrats, and independents. They did not slice and dice Democrats with socialists, Marxists, anarchists, communists. They just said Democrats. It's very interesting here in July, because normally in a non-presidential year, you got an enthusiasm gap. Guess what? The highest number was for MAGA Republicans. Those are the Trump voters. 8 to 9 out of 10 say they are showing up in November. We've been told for 2 years they're not going to show up. They are. And I think what you're talking about with the primaries, they're already showing up.
Yeah, it's wild to think tomorrow we're going to wake up 100 days left to continue the fight until November and everyone heads to the ballot boxes. The House just voted to eliminate more than $30 billion in waste and fraud, abuse. Almost every Democrat voted against this measure. Why is eliminating, fraud such a partisan issue now?
For some on the left, I think it's more about you're my enemy and I'm not going to agree with anything that you put up. But then there are others that are true believers in trying to change America as we know it. They'd like to be the ones making every decision for your business, for your family, for your future. We believe in freedom. We believe that people should be able to make their own choices and they should be able to express them. There are people on the left who have voting cards, Molly, that literally want the central authority to make all these decisions. And when it comes to waste, fraud, and abuse, it's amazing. Donald Trump and his administration and Republicans in the House and the Senate have been attacking this issue for almost 2 years, and it's huge. You realize that Hakeem Jeffries, the so-called leader of the minority in the House, just started talking about waste, fraud, and abuse like they care. I mean, think about this, Molly. Nancy Pelosi, are you surprised she voted last week against a bill that would reform stock trading by members of Congress? She voted no. These guys are, the American public understands that they are not honest, and they're going to pay for it at the ballot box in November.
Yeah, somehow the stock trading bill never quite makes it across the line. Congressman Bill Emmer, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate you joining us.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.